Hi, this is Paul Sackis, Good News Planet. I'm speaking to Dr. Christine Carter. Hi, doctor. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I couldn't be any happier. I'm speaking to a happiness expert.
Well, you might be able to be a little bit happier if you were the happiness expert.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I am a happiness expert, too, because all we do is good news and other people's good news. You're a sociologist, a parent educator based out of, now listen to this one, UC Berkeley's Greater Good Science Center. Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, it's a good fit.
It's all good, and thank you very much for allowing us to spend a little time with you to share the good things you have, and I really am crazy about the good things you have here. Build fun into your day. A new survey finds out that games are the perfect activity to get families engaged and feeling happier. I agree big time. So tell us a little bit about why that is so, and how did the survey come up with those kinds of results?
Yeah, so what we're talking about are face-to-face or old-fashioned board games. So this is a survey I worked with Hasbro to create. And the really interesting findings that probably won't surprise you, but 76% of Americans aren't satisfied with the quality time that their families are spending together. So, and 61% of these families are reporting having a hard time disconnecting from tech devices to focus on each other. So on the plus side, though, of the families that were polled that played games together, 91% said playing games gave them a positive boost. It makes their family feel happier. So we certainly know why we're a little dissatisfied, but we also, know what to do about it.
Okay. And we agree here as well. We like going to publish those results because that's really a good thing. So let's talk about a family game together. And I have a few great examples here of Life and Scrabble, Monopoly, some of the classics. And they're classics because of why? Why do you think those are classics? And I played them many, 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 many times.
Well, I think for us, certainly there's some nostalgia in playing games with our kids that we played when we were young. And, what we sometimes fail to remember is that that's important to our kids too, right? They feel really connected to us playing games that we played as kids. These are sort of tried and true, proven. Monopoly is not going out of style because kids love playing it, and adults love playing it with them. Scrabble, Life, we love Jenga and Twister in our family. These are things this is sort of old-fashioned fun that kids don't really get in their everyday life anymore, right? The video games that they're playing and the games they play on their apps are fun for them, but they're very different, right? They don't offer them an opportunity to make eye contact with their family members and connect to them. They might activate the reward center in our brain or in their brains, but it's usually not going to elicit genuine positive emotion. And as a sociologist, that's what I tend to be interested in. What things can we do with our kids or in our families that will make us genuinely happier, right? That make us feel more connected, make us feel like we're a part of something larger than just ourselves, which actually is a pretty lonely feeling to feel like, you're the most important thing.
Okay. Well, I think they should, instead of Pilates, they should be doing Twister in those health clubs. What do you think of that idea? You get a lot of physical exercise.
You got to get a twofer with Twister. Yoga plus family game night. Never thought of that one. That's good.
The beautiful thing, I think, with the games always is that you really learn about the other people in the group. I mean, you really have a chance to, see where they're thinking and what, like with Scrabble, by far with the words so that they come up with Monopoly, and so on and so forth. You really get some insight into the people who sometimes you don't ever get to talk to. You live in the same house, but you don't talk that much sometimes, unfortunately.
Right. But I think you're right. I think you make a really interesting point that a lot of times I see things in my kids playing games with them that I would not have seen any other way, right? It gives me this sort of experience of them as individuals And it's fun to see how clever they can be, and actually how kind they can be to other family members, and to have, not that that's a big surprise to me, but it's always a nice experience to see them having fun, cooperating, to watch sort of their skill development in action, right? I don't see them at school every day. So to watch their little brains going is, it's pretty fun. It's pretty rewarding.
Yay. It's fantastic. Now, and as a grandpa,
yeah.
So as a grandpa, and there's a few of those grandpas and grandmas out there, this is really another level, right? Wouldn't you say?
Oh,
I mean, 'cause,
totally.
You don't get tons of time with the child, so now you really get some quality time, especially because some of the technical games, technology really are kind of independent.
Exactly. So it's a great time. It's something that everybody knows how to do. Grandparents know how to play Scrabble. They can teach their grandchildren a lot of the games that they played as kids, and have that time to get to know them. I mean, the key thing is to make sure that kids unplug during it, right? Leave your smartphone at the door, because this is 20 minutes of a game time with your cousins and your grandparents is not going to impact your social media life.
How do you work it into the family setting?
Well, I schedule it. The most important thing is to schedule it, to give it the importance that we already accord to so many other things, right? I know families are really busy. I'm always hearing about how everybody's going in 1,000 different directions because we have a lot scheduled. But nothing is really more important than family time for our overall health and well-being. And so giving it that importance by putting it on the calendar. And I actually think because we are so busy, it's two things are really important. One, to recognize this as really necessary downtime. This is not optional. Kids need time with their family, right? And that is unplugged. And then the second thing is to make it kind of a family routine or a habit that kids can count on and look forward to. So maybe it's just a holiday tradition, right? After Thanksgiving or a holiday meal, you're going to be playing these games. Or maybe it's the day after Christmas or whatever it is for your family. But then thinking about the rest of the year, is it every Friday night that you have a game night? And how can you put that on a family calendar so it becomes really predictable for kids? In my experience, kids will then champion it. They'll really look forward to it, especially with older kids if you give them a sense of control, right? You get to pick the games, or maybe you get to pick the food that we're having, or, whatever the case may be, making it something that's real positive.
You know what's wonderful about you? Carter uses her own chaotic and often hilarious real-life adventures to demonstrate. So sometimes you have to kind of realize who you are and the way you're living, right? So you can take that moment, right? Isn't that helpful?
Yes, absolutely. And so for me, one key thing that I have learned that I recommend around the game night is that, it's okay if you're a parent or a grandparent and there are certain games that you don't want to play, right? That don't force yourself to play games that you think are boring because you're trying to include the littlest kids. Play games that you feel are fun and find ways to bend the rules or to, play in teams or adapt the game so that the littlest kids have fun too.
Fantastic.
Right?
Last question.
Is too short.
What's good news for Dr. Carter? I'm sorry because I know you got to run to another interview.
The holidays are good news because it's lots of time to spend with family and to tell them how much we appreciate them.
There we go. You're fantastic. Thanks so much.
Oh, thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.